Welcome to Top 6s. In this video we're gonna talk about top 6 odd animals in the world. If you are a fan of our video, make sure to subscribe our channel and click bell button and get notified about our latest updates. We like to think we know about the animal kingdom. Fish swim, birds fly, and rabbits multiply. But there are some animals that are not what we expect them to be. They defy the logic of what we expect of them or of animals in general. There are some animals are the very definition of odd. And you don't even need to embark on an arduous, trying expedition to see some of them. They are all around us, and we have probably seen some without even realizing. Let's look up what are they, shall we?
Number 6.
The fish that doesn't swim. Common logic is it that a fish should be able to swim. Well, there's one that can't swim, or, at least, can't do so very well. Enter the red-lipped batfish. The red-lipped batfish is found in the waters off the Galapagos Islands, where it walks on the seabed instead of swimming like other fish. Even the walking motion has been described as being more of a stagger than a walk. It is unknown why the red-lipped batfish moves the way it does, although it is assumed its bat-like body is not streamlined enough. The fish walks with its pectoral and pelvic fins, which other fish use to swim, and propels itself forward with its anal fin. The red-lipped batfish's seeming inability to swim has some positive outcomes, though. It has no predators and is generally unaffected by any change in the environment since it's usually hanging out on the floor. This allows it to live for 12 years on average, despite its small size.
Number 5.
The dog that doesn't bark. Again, common logic has it that dogs bark. Enter the Basenji, which doesn't bark. It is nicknamed the barkless dog for this reason. It can howl, shriek, cough, and make a yodel-like sound, but it doesn't bark. The dog, whose name translates to bush thing, was first bred in ancient Egypt. It later made its way to the Congo, where tribes used it for hunting. This is why it is sometimes called the Congo Terrier or the Zand dog.
Number 4.
The fish that lives on land. The Pacific leaping blenny is a fish that lives exclusively on land. While we have mentioned fish that are fond of leaving the water to hunt for animals on land in an earlier list, those fish still return to the water from time to time. It seems like the Pacific leaping blenny did not get the memo. It exclusively lives on land and detests the water so much that it flees from the smallest of waves. Whether it is afraid of water or just hates it, we do not know. The Pacific leaping blenny has gills for breathing in water but has evolved to breathe through its skin when on land. There is a caveat, though. The skin has to be moist. The fish keeps its skin moist by rolling in the puddles that form by the shoreline. This is the reason why it just hangs around rocks and caves by the ocean and does not stray far away. They can be found on the rocks around the island of Guam.
Number 3.
The warm-blooded fish. Fishes are known to be cold-blooded animals. So imagine how astounded researchers were when they found a warm-blooded one. Introducing the opar, aka the moonfish, which is the only warm-blooded fish we have found. The discovery was made by researchers with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. While other fish take the temperature of their environment, the opar is able to regulate its own temperature by constantly flapping its pectoral fin. It also uses a counter-heat exchange method that allows it to use the warm deoxygenated blood leaving its gills to warm the cooler oxygenated blood flowing into its gills. The result is that the opar can dive to deeper depths than many other fish. It can also remain down below for a longer period of time. Unlike other fish, which will need to rise closer to the surface to keep their organs working. The opah is also able to swim faster and see better and has a fast reaction time than other fish.
Number 2.
The lizards that do not have legs. Try recalling the lizards you are familiar with, and you will realize they all have 4 legs. This is even though there are lizards that do not have legs. Most people confuse these lizards for snakes, even though they are not. Legless lizards evolved from legged lizards and have characteristics similar to them. On the other hand, legless lizards have eyelids and ear openings, while snakes do not. They also move with their sides and cannot move with their belly scales like snakes. This is the reason why legless lizards cannot move on smooth surfaces. Legless lizards have longer tails than snakes and can even shed them when threatened. The shed tail often breaks into more than one piece, a sight that has been compared to shattering glass, which is why they are also called glass lizards. Snakes cannot shed their tails.
Number 1.
The snake that flies. Technically, the flying snake does not fly. It glides. But its ability to effortlessly glide from tree to tree is the reason it's called the flying snake. 5 species of related snakes have been identified as flying snakes. All belong to the Chrysopelli genus and are found in South and Southeast Asia. True to their gliding nature, the flying snakes live on trees, from which they glide to other trees or the ground. They are able to glide to nearby trees up to 24 meters away. To glide, the snakes flatten their bodies the moment they jump from the tree. Then they glide through the air by moving the front part of their bodies in a side-to-side motion while moving their tails up and down. Thank you for watching.